sleeps.
Taser, I think.
But neither
Stand still.
do the cops. Battling on the front line
Taser! Taser!
are Nottinghamshire's finest.
Stop by for impact.
Highly trained pursuit drivers, specialists in entry and search,
4 ounces of cannabis.
rapid response firearms officers,
On police! Show yourself now!
Police, will you stop!
and the crime-stopping force of the dog unit.
Get down on the floor!
Wherever the battle takes them, they'll never back down. Because come at the hour,
Yeah, Bats, we've still got him. Up on the back wheel, offside of the road.
come at the Interceptors.
Where you from? Leeds. Don't come to Nottingham again, will you?
Coming up,
You got spit on?
a gobby geezer gets his comeuppance.
He will not. He'll have nobody, mate. He'll have nobody.
We'll get him here, mate. He's not going to be able to get on into that, is he?
A dodgy biker and his mates see red.
Get on the floor. Back! Get back off! Back off! Back behind your back.
And
They've rammed the way out. Slight contact with Neil.
a couple of suspected car thieves come a cropper.
Get on the floor now! Put your hands behind your back, you dick!
It's close to midnight, and in the southwestern suburbs, something sinister's lurking in the dark.
It's Silver Van.
Interceptor Gav Hall is riding solo in the unmarked, hunting down a suspect motor. Advanced driver Gav's personal philosophy revolves around the 3 F's: football, fitness, and the force.
Big van.
The Ford Transit he's currently looking for is suspected of being involved in a burglary earlier in the evening.
A van trying to smash into a business premise. There was one earlier tonight. It's probably going to be the same one.
The team's on high alert because it's been reported that a vehicle was stolen in one of the earlier incidents.
Apparently they're still present.
And just meters up ahead, a Transit, followed by a white car, goes cruising past as a fair old lick. Gav falls in.
Maybe behind the 2 vehicles at speed, actually. A van and a small white car. They're picking up speed, ain't got VRMs.
Sergeant Neil isn't too far behind.
It's left.
Because Gav's in the unmarked, the suspects don't know they're being tailed.
It's slowing me down from the van. The van's now overtaking another vehicle.
And now Gav's having second thoughts.
Not sure these are involved. Coming to a natural.
As the motor pulls over, Sergeant Neil rocks up, blazing the blues, which changes everything.
Both failing to stop NH. Stand by. Reverse lights on.
Up ahead, Neil goes for the box.
Yeah, they've rammed the way out. Slight contact with Neil. Neil, take comms, please.
The white car boots it, disappearing into the night. But with 2 interceptors on his tail, Van Man knows the game's up.
Get out! Get on the floor now! Put your hands behind your back, you dick!
More in there.
No. Sorry. You're under arrest, mate.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Just give an update. 6-6 quickly. Driver of van detained. Concentrate on the other vehicle, please.
The slick strike from Gav and Neil has left the driver dazed and confused.
You don't have to say anything. Let me arm your defence if you don't mention my questions. Something which later on in court, anything you do say may be given evidence. You understand that?
Yeah.
A hammer's just fallen from his pocket.
Right, stand up. Right, stand on that. Hotel's dangerous on you.
Not enough.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry's not good enough, mate.
No.
What you've done.
Here's stuff, I'm sorry.
It's a good start, but the lad in the white car remains at large.
Yeah, we'll turn around.
Interceptors Macca and Dan are on the case.
It's got that way, hasn't it? Yeah.
Word comes in from a Derbyshire ARB unit that the white car has crossed county lines. But the status of the pursuit remains unclear. Until the boys spot something up ahead.
We're with the crawler in Derbyshire.
The driver lies injured on the pavement. And now cops face a different kind of emergency.
What's your name?
The male has got wounds. Can we have ARV with a kit?
They've rammed the way out. Slight contact with Neil.
In a suburb of Nottingham, a lightning-fast strike on a Ford Transit by Gav and Neil
Get on the floor now. Put your hands behind your back.
resulted in one in cuffs,
You're under arrest, mate.
Yeah, sorry.
while his mate, who made off in a white car, got picked up by a Derbyshire armed response unit.
One wound, two male on the floor.
The injured driver is now in desperate need of medical attention.
Derbyshire cops are doing first aid on him now. They've got him out of the car, but he's also got a wound to his stomach. It's not ascertained as to how that has happened yet.
Interceptors are first aid trained and carry kits with them at all times.
What's your first aid, pal?
Yes, breathing. He's currently receiving first aid on the floor.
Male's not giving his surname at the moment with us.
No further details.
It's still unclear how the man got his wounds. But thanks to the first aid he's received at the scene, he's finally stable.
Breathing all right?
Ambulance is 3 minutes away, mate.
With the ambulance en route, Dan's satisfied the driver's in safe hands. Meanwhile, the driver of the Transit, despite a catalogue of potential offences, seems baffled by his arrest.
What am I locked up for now?
What you locked up for? Dangerous driving, failing to stop, attempted burglary or burglary. It is a burglary. Burglary at a business premise around the corner. You told me you're probably banned, so I'll just go and tell you that you're under arrest for disqualified driving and go any quick to steal because you got ammo in your pocket.
A healthy rap sheet indeed. Anything else?
Suspicion of theft of this.
What, the van?
Yeah.
Oh, you're also under arrest on suspicion of theft of this van as well. Just remember you're under caution.
Let's hope someone's keeping count.
Thanks, mate, for coming.
With the man's taxi having arrived, he's safely bundled off to the nick. Now, Macca and Dan have arrived to fill the boys in on what went down with the driver of the Toyota.
Mate, he's in a bad way.
Is it?
He's that injured that he's just stopped the car during the pursuit,
Right.
got out and just stumbled towards the cops.
The Interceptors reckon the lad could have got his injuries during the raid earlier on.
It's a stolen van. Luckily for me, Neil's been with me. This van driver here has rammed Neil, so he's been arrested for dangerous driving. Derbyshire police have managed to get that car and an offender in it. Inside that van, there are a load of car keys, which we suspect are from stolen vehicles. So there's a lot of inquiries to be done, but in terms of the evidence we managed to gather so quickly, it's a great job. Obviously, everything we do, unlike these people, we have to risk assess, and all our decision making is ratified by people in the control room. So the information is constantly being fed in, and we're making some very, very quick decisions, and the job's gone textbook.
A few hours later, police visited the scene of the ram raid where multiple car keys were found to have been taken. The van driver was convicted of burglary, going equipped and driving whilst disqualified and without insurance. He was disqualified for 4 years and sent to prison for 28 months. No further action was taken against him for dangerous driving or theft of a motor vehicle. The Toyota driver pleaded guilty to dangerous driving and he awaits sentencing.
Your shoe, we'll get your shoes.
On Crime's front line,
Yo, turn your camera off before I spit on you.
There's not much worse than the threat of getting a gobful.
Don't you spit?
But there's a nifty bit of gear that can help stop a wrong 'un from blowing his top.
Spit, stop struggling and calm it down. Nobody's scared of you, pal. Put your little hood on.
The introduction of the spit hood as a piece of kit for us to be using, it's a brilliant bit of kit. If that person's going to make the decision to start spitting at people, then we need to have a method of controlling that. I'm not going to stand with my hand over their mouth, because then that opens up a whole new raft of issues. We've got a spit hood, use the spit hood. If they want to then keep spitting, they can spit all over their own face.
Saturday night in Nottingham. It's a busy night, especially for the cops. Rob and Spence are racing to intercept a Black 3 Series Beamer.
Someone's called us, say that the driver of this car is in drink from the ANPR hit. It's like it's heading home. The driver is also disqualified and is wanted.
This curry-loving copper joined the force to lock up the bad guys, and the bloke thereafter tonight is wanted on suspicion of GBH.
He'll know that he's wanted. He's one of these characters that will knows that he's up to no good, and knowing that he'll know that he's disqualified, and he'll do everything he can to get away. So it'll be a really good one to drop behind and get him locked up for, and hopefully get him disqualified for a bit longer.
Local units have headed to near the suspect's house.
I might just get him as he's parking up.
Left, I think.
The blokes failed to stop in the past.
That's the car there, lights are on not.
But not tonight.
Oh, they've got him.
Rob follows the noise.
They got me on camera. Have you got me on camera? Listen, have you? Yeah. With your camera. You little knob. Calm yourself down. Tell me. Right, put him on the floor. Get him on the floor. Right.
Chill.
Don't be aggressive like that. Calm yourself.
Chill.
Calm yourself. Tell me you're under arrest.
Chill.
So you don't have to say anything. Maybe
Chill.
Anything you do.
Chill out.
The bloke's kicking off, but quickly in cuffs. Rob needs to wrestle back control of the situation.
Listen, no, you listen. You are under arrest. You're wanted for it. Whatever you say now, it's just said. You need to relax. You need to start relaxing. No. You need to remember who's in charge here, and it ain't you.
I am.
You're not me.
I remember.
It's to the back.
You're also under arrest for driving whilst disqualified, okay?
He's proving a real handful.
To me. I'm going to tell you what's happening. Are you listening to me? Are you listening to me? And I'm going to tell you what's happening.
Let go of me. Hey! Let go!
If you calm down, we'll all do
Let go!
The suspect's been cuffed to the front.
Spence.
Yeah.
Come round this lady here.
But due to his aggression, needs restraining to the rear.
Spence, you take hold of this other arm. You keep hold of him. You release the cuff.
He's resisting, so it's proving tricky.
You hurt him. You hurt me arms. Yeah?
Chill out, mate.
Listen, you hurt him.
He's taken a dislike to Spence and seems to be loading up with snot.
It's pulling out.
I'm not pulling nowhere, bro. Look,
You're not going like that.
Look at you, bro.
Don't start winding up.
Finally, his hands are where they belong.
Tie me up. Hey!
Double lock.
Restrained, he resorts to a different mode of attack.
I'm gonna spit on.
Hey, you got a spit hood? Get a spit hood then.
Spitting at an emergency worker is classed as assault, and the act could potentially transmit a range of infectious diseases.
Please.
No, you don't get to speak like that, mate, and then pull it.
Baby, bro. Listen, you hate me. Calm down.
Don't start this crying now.
A breathable mesh spit hood will protect the cops.
Game over.
Look at me off, man. Come on. Yeah.
You push me down.
He will not. He'll have nobody, mate. He'll have nobody. Okay? Be clear about that.
Despite the suspect behaving more like a caged animal, Spence keeps his cool.
Nothing bad's going to happen. You need to chill out. No one's letting go of you till you chill out. Right. Ready? Yeah. You're done.
This is one menace they're delighted to get into the traps.
We're all good.
You got to remember that he's wanted, knows he's qualified. He'll be really annoyed, I think, that, cops have got him banked to rights by the sounds of things. And that will just fuel him, He'll be on the run. 88's being caught. So when he finally gets caught, his reaction is animalistic, as you've probably seen. He just lashes out. And then when we take control, let him know who's boss, the waterworks start, And he goes through all these different tactics, if you like, to try and get his own way and ultimately try and keep a level of control over us. And it's our job to remain professional and let him know who's in charge. And, well, he knows that now, doesn't he? And it's off for a night in the cells for him. And no doubt facing quite a few charges, so good job.
Have some fun with him. Would not want him anywhere near a car.
Or near a van, it seems.
Who's driving the van?
Dan.
Just get going. Just get going.
Put him on the floor. Get him on the floor.
The bloke might have majorly kicked off,
You need to remember who's in charge here, and it ain't you.
Calm yourself, Joe.
but Rob and Spence are grateful at least they didn't get spat on.
Joe.
I'm gonna spit on you.
Hey, you got spit on?
Yeah.
I'd rather get punched in the face than get spat out, if I'm honest with you. Who got the keys?
For the car?
Yeah.
No,
Has anyone looked in the car?
no.
think
I'll do a quick search.
Okie doke. There's something on the front dash. I don't know what's in it.
A search of his car reveals some cannabis
Oh dear.
and also something a bit more unexpected.
You think he's been to Goose Fair tonight, Rob? He's one big at Goose Fair.
Well, that's the only thing he's won tonight. Well, I suppose he's won a night to Majesty's, hasn't he? No, not sorry. His Majesty's.
Majesty's, yeah.
A nasty, dangerous man off the streets for another night. And I'd like to think, given the offences, he might even do a bit of time for this. So, good job. Good job.
No action was taken against the man for GBH, disqualified driving, or the cannabis found in the car. However, he was found guilty of driving without a licence or insurance, assaulting an officer and failing to provide a specimen. He was disqualified from driving for 17 months, given a community order, and sentenced to 20 days of rehabilitation activity. He was also ordered to pay almost £200 in costs. Still to come.
Open that door now or you'll lose the door.
It's cash and Class A's for the knife crime team.
He's got about £1,000 on him.
Sarge Kiewit, he's got to lay down his back.
And a boozed up bozo doesn't know when to quit.
We've been caught here, haven't we? Because of your behaviour. Mate, just go home.
That's absolutely...
Just go home.
There we are! There we are! There we are!
With serious incidents involving knives having risen by almost 50% in just a decade, cops are having to clamp down hard. Nottinghamshire's dedicated knife crime team have taken hundreds of weapons off the streets.
I thought it was a lock knife to start with, but it's not. It's a hunting-style knife.
But the coppers here know it's a constant battle to keep their streets safe.
These are designed for one thing and one thing only, and that's putting the fear of God into someone, I think.
If you feel that you need to carry a knife, where are you going, who you're hanging out with, what kind of business are you conducting, that you need that level of protection. And that's the problem, isn't it? If it's gang-related and you need to carry a knife to protect yourself from other gangs, well, they're equally tooled up with similar weapons. And too many young people, some children, certainly teenagers, losing lives, end up with horrendous scarring and life-altering injuries because of, in a lot of cases, petty drugs battles or territorial battles over drug dealing. No, it's you've got to question your lifestyle choices.
Nottinghamshire's inner city suburbs provide a fruitful hunting ground for the force's tenacious night crime team.
It's that grey silver Golf that came past us, 70 plate.
Today, Ken and Matt have units all over the neighbourhood, looking for a car suspected of involvement in drug dealing.
10-4. So it's not gone Radford Road outbound. I'll commit towards Alfreton Road.
When it comes to food, Ken's a man for classic combinations. A thin crust pizza washed down with a glass of Italian red. And on the street, he knows that drugs and knives go together like spaghetti and meatballs.
I mean, there's not that many turn-offs he could have had.
The Golf he's after today has just been spotted by another unit nearby.
He's going to try and distance himself from the car. Just turn him round.
It's only one up now. Well, there's only one front seat occupant.
The passenger has reportedly just hopped out of the Golf.
Yeah, he's walking away. Someone's walking away from it.
And he's wandered right into the path of another cop car. The lads legged it down an alleyway.
Let me out.
For Matt, it's a case of right place, right time.
Up to the taser, stay there.
The lad's calm and compliant.
Get him in cuffs, look.
The car's leaving. I'm going to go after the car.
So attention turns to his mate.
Let go of that.
Runner's detained. We're just getting to the car now.
In a stroke of remarkably good fortune, the Golf's attempted getaway has been thwarted by a large lorry.
Open that door now or you'll lose the door. Open it now. Open the door.
Ken's got a little hammer,
He's panicking.
the threat of which has the desired effect.
Cuffs on his hands now. Got cuffs. Give me your hands now. Stop panicking. Give me your hands.
And it's job done.
2 detained.
He's got about £1,000 on him. At the minute, I haven't found anything else.
The passenger's got a large quantity of cash. But Matt can't find anything sinister today.
Can't take this cost off the order.
Not at the minute, no. Because he's still being detained.
So all eyes are now on the Golf and its driver.
Driver's shot straight out, been blocked. I don't think if he wasn't blocked, I think he'd have been gone, and we'd end up having to pursue. Which can only really mean one thing: they've got something. But I think if that lorry hadn't been there, that would have been a failed stop in this bar every day of the week.
Cops are sure the lad's got something to hide. But what and where it is remains a mystery.
Don't be surprised if there's a knife somewhere.
Meanwhile, Joe and Adam have been searching the driver.
Sarge Fewitt, he's got a load down his back.
Receive.
The driver's got suspected Class A's on him. And as for the motor, jackpot.
You don't have to say anything about the offence if you're not meant to question. Something goes around the court, and anything you do say maybe give them that. Do you understand that?
Both lads are now under arrest. But for them, a miserable turn of events that's probably put a real dampener on their day.
Oh, wow! It's coming down now.
But for the cops, it's shaping up to be a scorcher of a job. And it's not over yet. Back at the Nick, both lads are given a more thorough search. His pockets are clean, but Ken's not giving up yet.
2 mobile phones, the smartphone, which is typical of the day today. He's got 13 missed calls since we've been here, so someone's desperately trying to get hold of him. Now it's just a case of trying to get what we can, and with the time available to us. The reality is he wasn't too far away from his home address, so it won't be long until someone's told his relatives what's happened. And if there's anything in the address, there's always that risk it's going to go.
The team want to search the passenger's home, sharpish.
Adam, what we got?
But first, something else has been found lurking in the driver's pants.
Oh, it's probably about £1,000 worth of drugs. As expected from the driver, we've got a large bundle
of what I have no doubt is going to be Class A drugs, and you're looking at heroin and crack cocaine. And I would be surprised if there isn't anything less than 150 individual wraps of Class A drugs in there. From the driver, we've also located a number of mobile phones that are typical for drug dealing, burner-style phones, some more cash, and things like that.
It's a great result, but the team have unfinished business. So it's time to roll back out onto the street.
So we've got 2 people in custody, and we're looking at 2 addresses to search. The first one being a stone's throw away from where all this chaos has kind of happened. So this is the home address of the passenger. We're looking for drugs, we're looking for weapons, we're looking for cash, we're looking for anything that kind of assists the investigation with regards to drug supply and possession of criminal property.
When they get there, it looks like no one's home. But having acquired a key, the team gets hunting.
So I'm just having a look, see if there's anything hidden inside the shoes, and then stuffed right down near the toe is a bag, which is going to be suspected Class A, some sort of powdery substance, obviously not going to open it.
Overall, police find a significant haul in the house. Around 300 wraps of Class A's worth thousands of pounds.
Envelope here, this here.
But that's not the half of it.
Hunting knife, survivor knife, it says on it. It's just a very horrible knife that I don't see anybody in the UK has a use for, a need for at all. Drug dealers carry these weapons, they have to protect what they've got. They need to protect themselves from being robbed. Obviously we've got rival gangs trying to rob them, trying to take their turf. So that's what they're used for, and it's shocking.
Shocking, and yet sadly an all too familiar story.
It's gone from like a good job to a cracking job now. On the driver of the vehicle, we found sort of a golf ball type size ball of wraps. And then in the address we found significantly more than that. I would hazard a guess 200-300 wraps all prepped up as lights and darks in the Rizzlers light style that we would normally find. And then we found some bulk bags as well, which I'm going to guess are going to be probably about half an ounce each. One looks a bit bigger, but that looks like cocaine that's yet to be made into crack cocaine. I mean, that's a large amount of drugs. You're talking thousands and thousands of pounds worth of drugs there. So for us, that's as good as it gets, really.
Later that afternoon, police searched the home of the driver, where they found more cash and another large blade. Both the weapons were seized. The drugs were later analysed and found to be a combination of cocaine and heroin. Both men were arrested for possession of Class A's with intent to supply and possession of criminal property. The investigation is ongoing.
Yes, it's drugs, and we're the knife crime team, but the amount of times where we start with one and find the other is just really, really frequent, you know, so it makes sense for us to go after both when they're hand in hand.
For the Interceptors, only 3 things in life are absolutely certain.
Don't do anything silly.
Death, taxes,
I won't even drive in the way it does.
and dealing with drunks on the weekend night shift.
You're being drunk.
You know I was arrested for drunk when they saw that.
Drunk people are the most frustrating people on the planet. You can't get through to him. They shout in your face. They spit whatever's left in the mouth all over you while they're talking to you.
A conversation that might take 2 minutes with somebody who's sober, you know, sometimes when you speak to somebody who's drunk, you know, that conversation will take 10, 15 minutes, and, you know, the radio we go and there'll be jobs coming in elsewhere, but because you've been drawn into this engagement with this drunk person, and it just, you know, takes you away from, you know, real matters, really.
I think if we could show every drunk person a video of themselves when they're sober, they'd be mortified. There's nothing worse than being around drunk people when you're not drunk.
We're not that far.
It's Saturday night.
Male in shop shouting and kicking off. Caller thinks he's drunk.
Rob and Spencer from the firearms team are en route to a job in the southwest of the city.
So we've had a call from the filling station just here. It looks like they've got someone gone into the shop, shouting and kicking off. Apparently in drink. So yeah, we're just going to go and see what his problem is.
Reports suggest the man is now refusing to leave the area.
Stay safe.
And as they arrive at the petrol station, so too do Interceptors Mikey and Ian, who immediately clock someone loitering nearby.
What magic bomb?
Yeah, I thought I heard. It could be the chap they're after, so Rob goes for a quick word with the shop assistant.
Hello, mate. Has he gone? Mike, Ian, it is that fella you've got there, apparently. The one with grey hair, other than being an idiot, has he done anything particularly wrong? Has he committed any crime?
The shopkeeper says he felt intimidated by the man's behaviour, so sought refuge in the back office.
He's not punched anybody? No, so we're good.
All he wants is for the man to go so he can get back to his shift in peace.
We'll get rid of him.
The bloke's not been violent, but he has been making a complete nuisance of himself. All the boys have to do now is get him to go home.
Don't understand what you're saying, mate.
Which could be easier said than done.
If you want to arrest me, arrest me.
No, look.
Mate, don't talk
No,
please.
don't swear at me. Don't swear at me.
You want to do, mate.
Don't swear at me.
No, I'll swear if you want to swear.
No, you won't. You're in a public place.
Wrong, yeah?
You have done something wrong. You've been intimidating them. You've been shouting at them. I don't want to have to arrest you. I'm sure you understand. It's Saturday night and we've got better things to be doing. Do you not think?
The bloke insists he's done nothing wrong and is refusing to budge.
Round the corner, we've been called here.
Please, pardon.
We've been called here, haven't we? Because of your behaviour.
Wait,
just go home.
That's absolutely lad.
Just go home.
Having frightened the shop staff, he's turned his focus on the cops. But playground insults will never derail an interceptor.
You need to walk home. Well, arrest me then.
Excuse me.
Walk away.
Excuse me, what's your name? What's your name?
Five of you here. Please, 5 of you.
What's your name?
What have I done wrong?
What's your name?
What's your first name?
Spencer.
What's your first name?
Right, I'm not going to keep telling you. What's your name?
What does it matter, Zick?
Right. Oh, how old are you?
Does it matter how old are you, sir?
I'm 43, but you're arguing like a child. We just want you to go away.
I don't want nothing. I'm ready to go out myself.
Police spend a significant amount of time dealing with drink-related incidents. And now, fueled by booze, this fella's getting shirty. Rob must take control.
Wait, just walk away, go home, and let's end the night here, shall we? So we can continue going to do what we need to do, and you can enjoy the rest of your night.
Sorry, sir. What's your first name?
I'm not getting into it. Just don't come close to me.
Mate, that's assault.
No, it's not. Keep your back from me. Don't start getting close to me. Don't get in my personal space.
Touching me like that, assault.
Yep, don't get in my personal space.
The situation is on a knife edge, and the bloke's got Rob in his crosshairs.
Yeah.
What's the issue here?
You're the issue. I just want you to go home.
Yeah, I want to go home.
Are you going to go?
Yes, I'm going to go.
Right, then get moving. Yeah?
After a tense 10 minutes,
Good.
the standoff is finally over.
See ya. Ta-da.
But it looks like the entertainment is just getting going.
Are you still giving us all?
Elvis left the building.
Hopefully the King's heading back to Graceland to sleep it off. Because Rob reckons he's lucky not to be off to the jailhouse.
Truth be told, if it wasn't the time it is on a Saturday night, I think I'd locked him up 5 minutes ago, but there's bigger fish to fry tonight. We're a relatively small team responsible for firearms jobs across the whole county. We do not want to be getting tied up with a wally like that he just needs to go home. It's a classic case of just a few too many beers, isn't it?
Hands behind your back. Still to come. Hands behind your back. Dan unleashes the little red dot.
Don't get involved and stay back, pal.
It's dinner time on a Wednesday. And Interceptors Gav and Dan are looking for something to sink their teeth into.
What's that?
Off-road bike behind us.
A motorbike's just whistled past Gav's right ear, along the pavement.
He's not even aware of us, is he?
The boys are in the unmarked 3 Series, so the biker's oblivious.
So why use the pavement when you can just use the road?
Not only that, he's got no lights on and no helmet either.
Hopefully he's going home. And he comes to a natural somewhere.
Yeah.
Because if he is...
You don't think he's clones us?
Don't think so, mate.
Dan's only other job before joining the force was in a local supermarket. He's gone from shell stacker to crime cracker. And top of his shopping list tonight is a dodgy biker.
There he is.
The bike's pulled over at a junction up ahead. The rider's dismounted and Dan's ready to pounce.
With his mates.
But it looks like the lads finally clocked them.
We'll get him here, mate. He's not going to be able to get onto that, is he?
Get on the floor.
Stay back.
Get back off. Back off. Hands behind your back. Hands behind your back. Hands behind your back. You stay back now.
Don't get involved and stay back, pal.
The red dots of Dan's taser have worked wonders. Oh, and bought Gav some time to quiz Biker Boy.
Right. You're detained because you're riding on that bike on pavements, no lights on. You're going to get a search of the Section 1 of PACE for stolen or prohibited articles. Now, PC Gav Orr from Knox Police Headquarters. Detained for that search, you get a copy of the search record. Do you understand?
Hello, Dad.
You understand?
I've been arrested.
Right.
To add to the lad's woes, his dad's popped out to see what's going on.
Oh, Tony, you shouldn't have.
No.
How old are you?
17.
Right.
I've got
Whose bike is it?
Hmm?
Whose bike is it?
I don't know. No, it's not stolen or all like that.
Okay. Is that your dad there?
Yeah.
You want to tell him what's going off?
I've been arrested.
You haven't been on that motorbike, have you?
He has, pal.
Oh, you...
On pavements, no lights on, all over the shop.
You... Big.
Wise words from Dad.
Did he have...
Unfortunately, the lad's mate isn't quite so sensible.
Will you do me a favour, mate? We just back off for
Yeah, he just wanted to get involved, didn't he?
No matter how many times he's told, the message just doesn't sink in.
I suggest you leave, mate, because I'm going to nick you for public order.
All right.
So you've sworn at me twice, all on the camera, so crack on, mate, because you're going to get nicked.
And he's now got a special message for our camera crew. It's the final straw.
Hands behind your back. You can come as well, then.
That's necessary, isn't it?
Yeah, we've been warned, mate, 3 times.
So that's 2 in cuffs.
In your pot. Anything sharp in your pockets?
No.
And attention can now turn back to the rider.
So we're going to require you to provide a sample of saliva for a drugs test, because you're riding a motorbike, which is a motor vehicle on the road. Okay?
Yes.
I've got to warn you, if you fail to provide a sample, it proves to be positive, you may be arrested, okay?
I'm not being a dickhead about like that.
Well, no, but you're riding a bike round on the street, are you? So why are you expecting to be over?
What?
On a drug swipe?
Probably.
Okay, yeah. Well, then there'll be something else to contend with, won't it?
The lad reckons he'll fail the wipe.
Dad, you just stay out of the in-house.
So understandably, doesn't want his dad to see the results.
Do control just need a proper update, mate?
Yeah, I'm just ready to decide what we're going to do with him yet.
The results will only take 8 minutes. Plenty of time for Dan to chew the fat.
I surprised. Did you not clock us around there?
No, I had me up.
Oh, I couldn't believe it. We're like, this is gold, and he doesn't know we're here. So we followed you around. We couldn't believe it when we saw you here.
I know, man. I thought that were a bit dodgy.
We were like, we couldn't believe our luck.
But one man's luck is another man's misfortune. And this lad knows the game's up.
If this is positive, you're going to have to go to the police station.
I just admitted it. You know.
Admitted what?
That's me either way. I'm probably going to be over.
What, on cannabis?
Probably.
Okay.
I take nothing else.
Whatever the results of the test, the lad's mate is still keen to help out in any way he can.
By the way, just so we don't get in trouble.
Name check on the second one, please.
He claims the bike belongs to him.
NH66, if I pass you a VIN number on this bike, can you run some checks on it, please?
However, the rider's got no licence, no insurance, and the bike is far from roadworthy. So it's being seized.
Mate, the moral of that story is it's cost everybody a bit of cash, hasn't it? How much you want one of them worth? 500 quid?
Yeah, they're about £500-600 on them.
Yeah. Because to get that back, it'd have to make it road legal, register it with the DVLA, number plates, get it through an MOT. Is he going to throw money at that to do that? He'll have 14 days to make that happen.
Dad, if you're watching, look away now.
Just to make things even worse, mate, you're under arrest on suspicion of failing a roadside drug swipe. You've provided a positive sample for cannabis. So you didn't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence or mention when questioned, something which later on in court, anything you do so may be given evidence. So, obviously, it's gone as a positive reading for cannabis.
It's no great surprise to the lad, and he's off to Mansfield Nick. But seeing as he's just 17, he'll need a chaperone.
So have you got an older sister or parent who can have a run to Mansfield? We'll bring them back.
To come to Mansfield.
Luckily for the lad, Dad's disappeared.
Are you older sister?
Thank heavens for big sisters.
His sister's coming with us to Mansfield.
Yeah,
She's just getting some shoes on. She's an adult.
And thank goodness for backup.
Right, it's going to be a few of us left, I think. Front end up.
Who needs recovery when you've got an Interceptor with a van?
Right, now you can sit it back and hold it.
Thanks, guys.
The lad gave a sample of blood back at Mansfield Nick and tested positive for cannabis. He was convicted of driving under the influence of drugs and without a licence or insurance. He was disqualified for 12 months and had to pay an £80 fine. The lad's mate was released that night without charge.
And the Interceptors are back next Monday at 8. With the title up for grabs, Manchester's Lyndon Arthur takes on Argentina's Brian Suarez in live World Championship boxing Friday at 10. The impact of a deserter's punishment after 17 years on the run hits much harder than he expects. Court-martial soldiers behind bars is brand new next.